Let's get you ready for your Roto Leagues next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. I'm Dave. I'm a diamond-ranked fantasy basketball manager with over 25 years of experience. And I've revised my list of the top 100 players to draft. If you like the sound of that, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you don't miss an episode. Now before I dive in, it's important for you to know my strategy going into basketball drafts. In Roto Leagues, I'm going to try to build an all-around team while focusing on players' shooting percentages. I will fade injury-prone players, but I'm not scared to take a risk on one if he happens to fall a couple of rounds. I'm also not fazed by turnovers as long as the players that I pick with high turnover rates also have high assist rates. Now let's get this started here with the 10th round. We've got Jabari Smith Jr., Jonathan Kuminga, Chris Middleton, Terry Rozier, CJ McCollum, Kobe White, Zach Edey, Austin Reeves, Mark Williams, and Herbert Jones. Now let's start the discussion here with Herb Jones. There is talk of him being a small ball center, which would actually get him on the floor more, and that's going to allow him to pull in more defensive stats. Now I haven't profiled a rookie this entire preseason, but I do think that Zach Edey has done enough this preseason to warrant a pick within the first 10 rounds. CJ's value drops with the addition of DeJounte Murray. Now that he's in the fold, CJ's not going to have to create as much for his teammates in this new lineup. Moving on to the 9th round, we have OG Anunoby, Michael Porter Jr., Kyle Kuzma, Trey Murphy III, Brook Lopez, Jakob Poeltl, Jalen Suggs, Devin Vassell, Jonas Valanciunas, and Alex Caruso. Caruso could be this year's Derek White, and round 9 seems to be a good round to test that theory. I don't mind Brook Lopez in roto formats where three-point shooting and shot blocking are going to be carrying a little more value. Kyle Kuzma is going to be a high usage player for Washington, and he's a pretty good player to target if you're prioritizing categories outside of scoring in the other rounds. Round 8 is going to give us Tobias Harris, Anthony Simons, Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, Colin Sexton, Isaiah Hartenstein, Tyler Hero, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Jordan Poole, and Keegan Murray. Now this is the highest that I've ever been on Bogey at any point in his career. There's been a shuffle in the ranks in Atlanta. That's only going to mean that Bogdanovic should be provided more opportunities to score. Tyler Hero cannot defend, but you're going to be hard-pressed to find another player that has the ability to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists this late in the draft. Colin Sexton is great in these formats because he does a solid job of being the second option in Utah, all while posting strong percentages. Going to round 7, we have Nikola Vucevic, Mikal Bridges, Rudy Gobert, Kristaps Porzingis, Nick Claxton, D'Angelo Russell, Josh Giddey, Zion Williamson, Julius Randle, and Yusuf Nurkic. If you were to take a swing at Zion in round 7, you would actually be set up for success provided he stays healthy and improves on his free throw percentage. Nick Claxton is a defensive stalwart and will likely see more run in the offense with so few options to score on the Nets team. I was afraid to go near Rudy Gobert in most drafts until they traded away Karl Anthony Towns. With Julius Randle needed to round into form, coming off his shoulder injury, both Gobert and Naz Reid should benefit more in the short term. Round 6 is going to look like Miles Bridges, DeMar DeRozan, Jared Allen, Paolo Banchero, Cam Thomas, Zach LaVine, Brandon Miller, Bradley Beal, Darius Garland, and DeAndre Ayton. Bradley Beal gets a bump in this format for the same reasons Colin Sexton did. He will provide slightly above league average offense on solid percentages. The way Brandon Miller starts the season alongside LaMelo Ball will be a storyline that I will be watching closely. The Nets offense will funnel through Cam Thomas. He won't collect as many rebounds or assists as we might like, but I expect his scoring to soar past 25 points per game. Do you want to crush your fantasy basketball league? I've got you covered with my free draft kits. Check out the playlist for head-to-head category, head-to-head points, and Rotisserie Leagues to get you prepared for your draft. I've got a live draft coming up this Sunday, October 20th, that you can join, and if you win, you'll get a Victor Wembanyama rookie PSA slab. Here's round 5. We have Derek White, Fred VanVleet, Franz Wagner, Emmanuel Quickley, Miles Turner, Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, Jamal Murray, and Jalen Duren. Duren in the top 50 makes sense. He's one of the league's best rebounders, and he may be able to roam the defense a little more because of Coach Bickerstaff. News just dropped that Kawhi Leonard will be out indefinitely, and that might push him to be not even considered within the top 75 picks anymore. Emmanuel Quickley should be in the running for the most improved player this season as he takes over as the Raptors' starting point guard. Moving on to round 4, we have Cade Cunningham, Ja Morant, Jalen Williams, Jalen Johnson, Jaren Jackson Jr., DeJounte Murray, Bam Adebayo, Evan Mobley, Jimmy Butler, and Desmond Bane. Evan Mobley is someone that I have been targeting heavy in all drafts. I am a huge fan of defensive first players with a solid offensive ceiling. Bam Adebayo is now shooting 3, folks. If he can make a 3 in each game, we might be looking at a top 25 talent. Ja plays better in points formats, but I would argue that he deserves more love in Rotisserie Leagues as he rebounds well for a guard and he can also block shots. To the third round we go. We have Chet Holmgren, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, Karl Anthony Towns, Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Paul George, Lauri Markkanen, Tyrese Maxey, and Alperen Şengün. Şengün might be the best offensive player in Houston. Talented big, should average 20-10 per game, and he will collect at least 5 assists a night. Maxey looks like a steal in the third round, with Embiid set to miss a series of back-to-backs in order to be available for the playoffs. Damian Lillard is a good bounce-back candidate in his second year with the Bucks. Cat's trade to the Knicks should allow him to log more big man stats without another true healthy center available. Giannis might seem low at pick 22, but his effect on free throw percentage is huge. You're probably already punting turnovers, but you may as well punt free throws as well, which would make it really difficult to still place first overall in your league. Into the second round we go. We have Domantas Sabonis, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, Steph Curry, Trae Young, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, Scotty Barnes, Kyrie Irving, and Jalen Brunson. Brunson has more offensive weapons this season, but he still has one of the strongest floors in the second round. Same with Kyrie, although I give the edge here to Kyrie because he's a better on-ball defender. Scotty had a little bit of rest in his first preseason game, which is understandable, but he came back huge in the second one. KD is still elite, even though he may lose a bit of his offense this year. Trae Young is not a first rounder in this format because of his field goal percentage and high turnover rate. Steph shines in this format though, even though he lacks assists. LaMelo is the biggest risk here, but if you can get 70 games out of him, he's a first rounder for sure. Ant-Man is arguably a first rounder as well, but he still has some improvements to make in his game to get him there. The new Kings offense will be exciting to watch this year, but I don't think that Sabonis is going to benefit from it and therefore slips out of the first round. And finally, in the first round, we've got Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Davis, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker. Expect Booker's scoring to rise now that he's playing off-ball with Tyus Jones in the mix. I expect another couple of 50 pieces from Spida this season. With the recent Kawhi news and Paul George out of town, Harden just steps into a massive offensive role. Tatum will lead the Celtics deep into the playoffs once more, and he's going to be a first-round fantasy asset while doing so. AD has won many fantasy basketball championships last year as he was discounted in drafts due to his health. No discount for him this year. SGA is the best defensive point guard in the league. He's pretty good on offense too. Luka will lead the league in scoring this year and is my pick for MVP. High turnovers and missing too many shots will keep Wemby from being the top pick in Roto Leagues. Jokic's assist-to-turnover ratio and his high shooting percentages with otherworldly statistical production makes him the number one. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video and of course subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.